want to start having a look at the draft control on this. I did the draft control on my Ferguson 20 diesel. Would have been a year and a half ago, so I took everything apart. So the rubber boot is missing off it, worn off it, I'd say. So I'm just giving everything a spray down with penetrating oil. I'm going to take these off, these two nuts off. There's Allen key heads in there. That's fairly well seized in there. It's a kind of a screwdriver, kind of a crosshead, kind of a bolt, a big long bolt. So I'm slowly spraying things down. I think the best thing to do now is take them off, try and get the Allen head bolts out, maybe fold this down and get a look in at this circular ring kind of a nut in there, and I think you can put a punch into those little half circles there and use it to loosen. I just want to slowly, I don't really need to have it working right, but I noticed this this hole here, it looked like there's meant to be a grease nipple. I must look online and see, is it a grease nipple? So I shone a torch in and it's full of kind of rust and dirt and bits of old grease. So there's treads in the outside of it there as well. So I have to see, is that meant to be a grease nipple? So I'm slowly just picking it out and blowing it out with the air gun, and I want to, if I can get that clear, I want to start spraying and penetrating oil to free everything up, because I don't want moisture going down in there straight into the mechanisms in there. So just something I'll take a look at anyway. So as luck would have it, these are 3/8 Imperial Allen head, and I don't have that. I have an 8mm and a 10mm metric, so I need a 9mm to go in there. So what I did was I pushed in a 10mm metric nut and I shoved this in here to wedge it. Put pressure on it, and I put on my socket on the other side, and it's actually started loosening to my surprise. So I'm going to do the same with the other side and see if I'm as lucky. Now this side is proven to be a bit awkward. So what I have in there is a bolt, a nut and a bigger nut, and that's going into this hole here. On the head of this, the front face of that bolt, there's actually a 3/8, or give or take a 10mm. Kind of the shape that, we'll say like a 10mm nut or bolt could actually fit into. So that's actually gripping the 10mm nut that I put into the Allen head of this. So it's finally coming out. And what I was doing there was I was keeping this nut loosened off, and that was pushing that head into the 10mm nut that I shoved into the Allen head. So the one that I took out, this is what you're talking. So I have one of these 10mm nuts pushed into the other one. So that's how I'm motoring here at the moment. So this is starting to come off there, thankfully. So I have to keep loosening that and keep pushing it up. Sprayed a bit of oil on it. So we get that out, I should be able to pull this down here and have a go at trying to loosen it. Then we'll see. Now this is starting to hinge down there and it's moving forward. So when I get that out, I should be able to start twisting, because it's getting very hard actually to loosen that Phillips head in there. As you can imagine, well and truly corroded, but we'll keep pushing on. So to test the draft control, when the top link pushes inwards, when the point of a plough hits the root of a tree or a stone, what you're going, I can actually put that pressure inwards by pulling this out. So if my draft is working, you have to have the draft set to actually work. So I'm going to let it off a little bit there for the sensitivity, but I want to see them lift arms starting to lift when I give it a prod. So I give it a prod. Yeah, I might put the brakes on the tractor because the tractor is moving with me. So if I give this a pull, you can see that it's going up and down. So I'm going to put this on the tripod and show you. So I'm going to pull on that bar. So any movement in these arms is the draft control. all I was doing was pulling this towards me, and that was pushing this in on the spring, and that was then causing the arms to lift. So it looks like our draft control is working. So this is a cold start. Last video was about getting that problem with the push rod sorted, so it really does sound good. It really sounds good in there. Like I said at the end of the last video, if it stays making that sort of music, it sounds like a very happy engine. So yeah, I did plan on pulling this apart a lot more. Now the biggest issue is that ring nut there with the holes, the half moon holes in it there. That's going to be a bio to take out, but I will keep tapping at it. I would like to put the rubber boot in there like it's meant to keep out the moisture, but at least I know it's working. I've left in my 10mm nuts just so if I have to take them out again it'll be easy. But I did want to see if the draft was working, and it does seem to be working. So that's another little thing that's just driving me now to pull it apart. It's inspiring me, we'll say. But yeah, all's good so far anyway, at least it's working. And I just covered up that tipping pipe nail connection there with that, just to keep the dirt off it.